Good evening guys, welcome to the Pivot Trade, the channel that teaches you how to benefit from trap traders and become profitable traders. And this is the price action analysis of the 2nd of June 2022. We will be analyzing Nifty first. And now you can see how the day opened with a red candle. This was the previous day low and this was the previous day high. So you can see that this structure was forming within the previous day's range, and the previous day's range is a very important range. So now you can see how this particular red candle has a long wick on the bottom here. So within this 5-minute session itself, it was suggesting that buyers were applying some sort of pressure from this particular level itself. And the first candle tells us a lot of things, and that is in combination with the CPR. So if you learn how to analyze CPR along with the first candlestick, then it's going to be a very powerful combination. You can see that the first candlestick is strong. So whoever sees such candlesticks in the very opening, what do they think? What is their psychology? Their psychology is that it's going to be a trending day to the downside. Why? Because it is forming very close to the PDL here, and the R1 and the PDL are very close. And now you could have seen since yesterday how price has fallen, right? So price had fallen tremendously from the previous day high to the previous day low, and the price fall was 210 points. And so today the psychology is negative when you see such kind of opening which is so close to the PDL. What is your first line of thought? It is that the market might break the PDL. It's so close to the PDL, so it's easy to break it. And another important point is that this particular CPR is narrow. So the narrow CPR suggests that it will be a trending day. So today was a trending day, a choppy day but a trending day, a very volatile day but a trending day. And what happened here, when you see such red candles, the usual psychology is to short such big red candles, and this wick is ignored by most traders. Why is this wick here? Within this 5-minute time frame, you can see that the body opened here and it made a low to this point, then it was pushed up to this point. But the body is big, right? So the body is all that is seen by retail traders, by inexperienced traders. And so when this high was taken out, this high was an important high. It was an important high because there were a lot of sellers in this particular first candle itself. And this high was taken out on a day which had a narrow CPR. So you can see how when the high was taken out, the price actually in this candle itself, the high was broken. And then after this, which was the 9:25 AM candle, the price actually tended to reverse back down to about 50% or a little more than 50%, and it kind of took support at this point at the weekly and the monthly pivot. So it was a cluster of pivots there, and you also had the breakout line here which was broken through. Okay, and then right here you had the low of this particular candle, which was the breakout candle. So after the breakout candle, you can see how price gave a pullback, took support here, and then shot off again. Then it again took a pullback, and at this level it took a support which was the breakout line. Why is that the breakout line? Because you have seen that there has been a breakout at that level, right? So that is the breakout line. Whenever you see that a red candle or an important resistance is taken out and by a green candle, or a green candle's low is taken out by a red candle, or any important resistance or any important support is taken out, when that line is broken, that line becomes the breakout line. So this particular concept is called the breakout line. Okay, so the breakout line was this one here, right here where I've circled. And when price came to that level, it kind of made a reversal candlestick pattern here, and from there it shot off again. It also took out the previous high that it had made, and you can see how that previous high acted as a resistance twice. It kind of got some correction here, but then it was broken through by this candle here, which was this candle, and then the price kept going up with a lot of volatility. So there was no clear indication today. It is all fine to analyze it post market, but there was no clear indication. The only clear indication was this particular candle here, where you knew that the seller psychology, and you could study the seller psychology, and this was a very sharp short covering today, because all those players who went short here had to cover their positions. Also, there were short players or short sellers in the previous day. Since the price had fallen 200 points, they had open short positions from the previous day. Now you can see that price had bounced from this position, and you can see how previously there was no real bounce from at that position. It was because of Bank Nifty that the price had bounced from there in Nifty. We have seen that in Bank Nifty yesterday, and so this was a clear short covering rally today, and that's why price has bounced from that particular area here. Let's analyze what are the important levels here. We can see a wide CPR for tomorrow now. It's a pretty wide CPR, and one important level that we can see here immediately is this level which was broken prior, and you can see how after that level was broken, the level before it was broken provided resistance here, here, and here as well initially, and then it was broken. So about 3 or 4 times there was a resistance provided, then it was broken, but that level hasn't been retested as a support yet. So what we will do is we will keep that level ready, but since that level presently lies inside the CPR, we will not mark it. The CPR is wide for tomorrow, and we will see later how the CPR value changes later in the evening. So once we get the exact values of CPR, then if necessary I will mark these levels and post them to TradingView and on Twitter. We will check on the 15-minute time frame now if we do find any more important levels here. So the gap remains open here on the bottom. We have a virgin CPR on from 30th of May 2022, and we also see that the price has, the day has opened with a strong green candle here. Okay, so this particular PDL should be marked as an important demand zone, although it has come due to short covering, but nonetheless we have a strong green candle, so that is the reason why we will mark that area as a strong support now. So I think those are the only important levels as of now in Nifty. Okay, this is the daily time frame in Nifty, and you can see how the daily time frame has formed a strong green candle, and you can see how price is actually consolidating within a particular zone here, and we have formed a zone here, and the resistance line of around 16,650 is important. So the 16,650 level is around here, and the 16,700 level is around here. So the 16,650 to 16,700 level is going to act as a strong resistance for Nifty. It has to be broken if Nifty has to see some upside from here. Okay, now let's go ahead and check Bank Nifty. This is Bank Nifty's price action, and you can see here that Bank Nifty opened with a very strong red candle. It is much stronger than what we saw in Nifty. And again you can see how it has taken support at this particular level here. You can see how the candlesticks are forming. It has formed a nice it can't be called a pin bar here, but it is a doji candle with a long tail on the bottom, and then there is a strong green candle. Now that suggests that this particular low of this candle here is going to act as a strong support for days to come. Why is it going to act as a strong support? Because you have seen that price has reversed from that area. Okay, we do not see any particular short covering in Bank Nifty, but we can see how price has reacted here. After hitting that particular low point, price has shot from there, and then price has never really returned to that point. And why did these big candles form here, these strong green candles? These candles were formed which went right through CPR, were formed because of short covering again. So all those sellers who were sitting in this red candle and who were panicking after this high was taken out are responsible for these big green candles here. Why did this happen? So many of you must be watching these videos since a long time now, but for those who are new, I'm just explaining it to you. Why does this phenomenon happen? And it happens so regularly because see, this particular candle has a lot of sellers in it, because inexperienced traders will go in and jump into this red candle thinking that it's going to trend to the downside, and also it's a strong red candle, right? So the general teaching is that you're taught to short candles which are big and red or big and green. Okay, now then we also see that there is a CPR on the top which is a narrow CPR. So those who use CPR also think that it's open right below the CPR, so there is going to be a nice rally to the downside. Okay, and then here you can see that the candlestick has particularly taken support and it has reversed, and once it reverses, the problem is that the sellers are trapped here in the first candle. And after this particular high is taken out, then you can see another movement to the upside, although we did not see a huge rally in Bank Nifty today because the CPR hindrance was there on the top. So in spite of the fact that there was a candle that broke out of CPR, this particular candle is a weak candle. You can see the long wick on the top, which suggests that there are sellers who are applying pressure. So in spite of that breakout, the sellers pushed the price downward and threw the CPR down again. And then the price was really extremely volatile as it has been today. You can see how price has just been going up and down, up and down, up and down. No real entry points in the day, throughout the day, apart from this particular price action. So if you're using this formula or if you're using this strategy, then keep an eye out on such big candles and just think where retailers might be trapped. And I also tweeted about this same phenomenon on Twitter today morning. So now let's see what sort of price action or other levels we see based on this price action in Bank Nifty. We will just extend this gap here, and we don't have a virgin CPR coming from today. We have a virgin CPR coming from the 27th of May. It's a wide CPR, price is far away from it, and soon we will stop marking that virgin CPR because it's not going to be that important. Virgin CPRs are effective for about 5 to 6 sessions to come. We do have a PDH and PDL which are not very wide. Let's see what distance we have between the PDH and PDL. So the day's range is less than 300 points in Bank Nifty. That's as normal standards of Bank Nifty nowadays go. It's a pretty narrow range. Alright, so we don't have any other important levels to mark. Bank Nifty has consolidated for the most part today. Let's check on the 15-minute time frame also. And we have seen that this particular low has been a strong support because of this big green candle, and we can see that price has not touched that level today. So since we had marked that level yesterday, we will keep that level going even today. There is no need to remove all those levels. So the price has really consolidated within the previous day's range today. Let's check on the daily time frame. What is it here that we see? Since that price has actually consolidated and contracted within the previous day, we can see an inside bar formation right here. But since that formation has formed within a consolidation zone itself, it doesn't really mean anything particularly right now, because you can see that even the previous day was formed within the day previous to that. So we are into a consolidation. I had said in yesterday's video, I talked about the levels which are important as far as this sort of daily price action goes. So please go and watch that video if you haven't, to understand what I had said then. Alright guys, so that is it for the price action analysis of today. I hope you have liked this video. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified each time I post a new video. Thank you guys for watching. Do let me know in the comment section below how you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.